The European Union has fined Apple and Meta millions of dollars for violating its digital competition laws. It's the first time the EU has issued such penalties, and the US has previously threatened to retaliate if its tech companies were targeted. William Denselow reports from Brussels.
After an investigation that lasted roughly 13 months, the European Commission has found that both Meta and Apple violated its Digital Markets Act. When it comes to Meta, the parent company for the likes of Facebook, Instagram, it's been hit with a fine to the tune of $228 million after the Commission found that it violated this act due to its consent or pay advertising model that was launched back in 2023. The European Commission saying that it didn't provide users with enough choice when it came to its personal data. Apple, now they were slapped with a fine to the tune of $571 million. Now this came to so-called steering, essentially the Commission arguing that Apple didn't do enough to provide consumers, users with information to help steer them away from non-Apple App Store services that were available. Now, when it comes to Apple's response, they say they will appeal this decision. They call it unfair. They say this will be bad for both the security and the privacy of users. Meta, well, they say that American companies are being held to a different standard compared to companies in Europe or in Asia. They say that this will essentially mean they'll have to change their business model that will be effectively, as they put it, akin to a multi-billion-dollar tariff. When it comes to tariffs, this decision by the European Commission comes amid growing trade tensions between Washington and Brussels over Donald Trump's use of tariffs and these escalating trade tensions. The president himself has warned that he could well retaliate against the EU should they have gone forward with penalties on US tech companies. So all eyes on how the Trump administration will respond. When it comes to the Commission and their policy, well, they are very crystal clear. They say that the acts against Meta and Apple have nothing to do with the current trade tensions.
Be it a Chinese company, be it an American company, or be it a European company, you will have to play by the rules in the European Union. And this is the only thing we're looking at. So it's a case-by-case analysis, solid cases, always following due process, and again, we do not care who owns or who is behind a company.
The European Commission says that Apple and Meta now have 60 days to comply or face the possibility of further penalties. And when it comes to next steps, well, the Commission said that should there be a court challenge, they say that their investigation is sound and they are confident that should there be a court battle, that they will win. William Denselow, CNA, Brussels.